Yesterday wasn't ideal. A transfer special where we did okay, but there's still lots of work to be done. And unfortunately, the start of the season has arrived. Today, AC Milan, Juventus, Fiorentina. I'm going to make up for yesterday by doing a triple header. I'm hoping we're going to get off to a good start this season. Let's do this. Yes, folks, how is it going? And welcome back to Atalanta. Today is the start of season number 2. Yesterday was the transfer special. If you didn't see it, do go check it out today. The meat and potatoes of the season begin. And well, to be honest, the teams we have to start the season, really not that easy. If we look at the preview, we are earmarked to come in 7th place. That is in, well, approximation with where the board want us to finish for this coming year. I feel like last season, perhaps we overachieved a little, but I feel like having set the benchmark of a top 4 finish, that's what we're aiming for. As I've already said, Juventus, Milan, Fiorentina, the 3 teams we're taking on today. It's going to be tough. Now, of course, if you watched last episode, you know what's going on in terms of transfers, but just as a little recap, 3 signings made so far this summer. I feel like there's lots of business still to be done between now and the end of August. Of course, just as a little reminder, Winter World Cup means we're back here at the end of July, as opposed to the normal Serie A date, which would be in about another month's time. The pre-season caught me out a little bit. In terms of the players we've added, Renato Sanchez, of all the new signings, the one who will be starting the first game of the season, 24 years old, very, very exciting centre mid. Of course, another Portuguese player we picked up is Fabio Silva. I feel like we've got kind of a growing contingent now of Portuguese players. Ultimately, we've signed him for 8.25 million. It's a little bit of a bargain price for a player who is kind of the jack of all trades, master of none, maybe master of some. He needs to improve, does Fabio Silva. He will get some chances this year, although we do need to sell some strikers before he plays. And while the last of the players we've signed, another striker. Lorenzo Luca, really, really good player this year in Football Manager. I absolutely love the look of him. Expect him to feature fairly regularly in the first team this season. On the outs, of course, we have become Inter Milan's B team. The first player leaving is Gosens. Of course, he was on loan at them last year, so he never actually played for us, but he has now departed officially. Elsewhere, Pasalic and Toloi, the only 2 sales we've made so far in the summer, leaving for a combined £26 million. And, well, that is everything that's happened. It feels like not a lot's happened. I need to get more business done, don't I? Who knows, throughout today's episode, maybe between matches, I'll have some players to tell you guys about. In terms of our team for the opening match of the season, which is away against Milan, a trip to the San Siro, we are going with the 3-5-2. However, it's a little bit different this year. I have decided to swap around the box-to-box midfielder, the centre mid on attack, as well as the striking roles. The reason for doing this is Pessina's left-footed. I feel like Pessina this year is going to come in and be the centre mid we lacked last year alongside Renato Sanchez. I've got very high hopes for them in the centre of the midfield. Of course, Pessina out on loan last year. The option that Monza had to buy was not exercised. He is now in our team colours. Elsewhere, Romero is going to be playing at the heart of the defence. Tottenham didn't exercise their option to buy him in this save game, so as a result, he's here now playing for us. And while the only other new player that we've already talked about is Renato Sanchez, in terms of the rest of the team, I am going to be going with Marco in goal to start the season. The reason for doing that is that Juan Musso is still coming back from his broken leg. I don't really want to risk him. However, if we do compare the 2 goalkeepers here, I do feel like Musso is the better option. I am wondering, given the fact we've also got Galini in the goalkeeping positions, who's a rather good backup, maybe it would make sense to loan out Marco for the season. At 22 years old, he has potential, but if he's going to fulfill it, he needs to be playing regularly somewhere. Of course, in the defence, we are going to be going with Soleil out on the right and Badiashile out on the left. In the midfield, we have DeMarco playing left mid this year rather than left centre-back, although that could change as the season goes on. We've got options and versatility in our team. Of course, Mela, who last year played out on the left, this year is going to play out on the right on his stronger foot. You might have caught it in the middle. Freuler, I'm giving a chance as the roaming playmaker. Having kind of had a look around the team, having compared him with Sandri, I've kind of come to the realisation that whilst he didn't do well last year, he probably is the better option as a centre midfielder for us. Sandri will get game time. But you know what, Freuler? We've had our fallings out. You know, we've had a bit of a rocky relationship. He's going to get a chance today because, I mean, if we just look at him as a roaming playmaker, he should be good at this role. Last year, he got a 6.73 rating, though. They say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. I suppose I am now insane because I'm hoping for something different from him today. Last but not least, in the final third, we've got Raspadori and Guerri. They have also swapped sides for this season. Of course, Raspadori is either-footed, a player who looks like he's got a bright future ahead of him, consistent, loves important matches, and well, you can say the exact same stuff about Guerri, who's going to play out on the right-hand side for us in the kind of attacking duo. Has been some interest in him. I've set an asking price of 34 million. No bids for him yet. Not really a player I feel like we necessarily need to sell, at least right now. Just as a little reminder, Milan last year, they won Serie A. They won it on the final day. They are a very, very good team. They're a great outfit. Really don't fancy ourselves against them for the first game of the season, but maybe it's good just to get this game over and done with early. If we can somehow get a result here, happy days. Free kick early on for us here in a pretty dangerous area. DeMarco, set-piece specialist, player of the season for us. And when he very nearly got off to the perfect start for this season, the woodwork denies him. Early signs look kind of promising, though. 20 minutes into this game, Milan picking up some bookings, neither team creating a whole host of chances, really. A couple of speculative efforts from range for AC Milan. I say all of this, there's a chance here. I was about to get shouty and demand more. Could we make something happen here? Freuler, DeMarco, Sanchez, DeMarco. Back to Soleil. What can he do here? Gives it to Romero. Played to Badiashile. Really nice build-up play here. Raspadori threw in the middle, bent it into the top corner. VAR is going to check this, but I am confident he is onside there. What a finish. What a start to the season. VAR just confirmed what we already know. It is going to count, and well, with that, we have the lead in this game. Our wide centre-backs in Badiashile and Soleil getting forward. Nicely worked in the middle. And well, from there, Raspadori opens up his account for the season. He was our top goal scorer in the league last year. I expect him to be the top goal scorer this year. On the replay, maybe it's a little closer than I realised, but it counts. Set piece for them. Brahim Diaz whips it back post. Origi, back post, hits the crossbar. Last year, it was Giroud scoring those headers against us for Milan. They very nearly were in this game. And then Romero, what have you, he's just come back from Tottenham. He's just shoved Brahim Diaz in the back. I don't know what we're checking here. Is it inside or outside the box? Was it a foul? Is that what we're checking? It looked inside the box to me. What is VAR going to say? No penalty. I love VAR. Love it. That looked like it was in the box to me, but I'm not going to complain. Ignore the fact the ball is literally on the line. They've taken a quick free kick. We've headed it away. I mean, imagine if they score anyway. Imagine if they score despite not even getting the penalty. I was about to say we're good. We're not good. They've now got a corner. Whip back post. Badiashile heads it away. Milan in this game have not taken to us taking the lead too kindly. They are on the attack again and again and again. And well, it's a looping ball to Rafael Leao. And he's headed it in at the back post. And I'm looking for Soleil. Has anyone seen Soleil? Has anyone seen Soleil? I feel like he should be in the middle there. And he wasn't. He's the right centre-back. Where was he in all this? Soleil? I mean, should Marco have got there? Maybe. It's 1-1. That is disappointing. It has been coming for a little bit. I was hoping we'd make in at the break ahead. That feels unlikely at this moment in time, unless we are the team to score just before half-time. But unfortunately, as this highlight commences, it's Milan on the attack. They've been in the ascendancy here. Tonali, Romero gets it away from danger. Having had that penalty scare, he needs to step up, I feel like, his performance now, Romero, and play a little bit better. Sanchez wins the ball, though. Great play by Renato Sanchez. Raspadori, one-on-one. And he kicks it straight at my nan. I mean, my nan could have saved that one, and she's like 60. That was poor, wasn't it? That was poor. Both the pun and the actual effort on goal. Maybe though a chance here. Guerri, Raspadori, one-on-one. I forgive him. He's forgiven. It's okay. 2 goals in this game. Has Guerri got 2 assists as well? Strikers linking up superbly. And, well, having conceded against AC Milan, I feared the writing was on the wall because they had been playing well. But a flurry of chances created by us. Finally, we find the back of the net with one of them. Raspadori hammers it home, makes it 2-1. Okay, at the break here, we are 2-1 to the good. Going to tell the players I'm happy with how things are going at the moment. It's all coming up Millhouse. Everything is A-OK for now. I say all of this, and well, there's still plenty of football left to be played. Looking at the XG, it's been an even game. Coming up to an hour played. Let's make some changes. Freuler, he's not played very well again. I think I might actually be insane. We're going to bring in Sandri. Elsewhere, you know what? I know Guerrieri's played well. I'm going to bring in Luca for his debut. We're going to play him as a target forward with all his jumping ability. In the midfield, Bassina was lacking a little bit of match sharpness coming into it, so I'm going to take him off for Coop Miners. And we do have a couple more changes we can make. You know what? I'm going to save on to the changes for now. I was thinking about taking off Raspadori for Fabio Silva, but I feel guilty denying him the hat-trick. Because, well, he's got 2 goals, and I'm not like Pep Guardiola. I'm not going to take him off with 2 goals in the first game of the season. I'm going to give him a chance for more. And equally, probably not the kind of game where I should take off our best striker, because it's still only 2-1. And, well, Milan very nearly scored there. They could bring it forward yet again. Teo Hernandez, nothing comes of it, although immediately another highlight. Does anyone else hate it in Football Manager when a highlight ends and you relax for a fraction of a second and then immediately there's another one and it's in our penalty area? We've kind of got it away from danger. Luca, great header. Sandri, Coop Miners, tries to pick out Luca, who can't get there ahead of Tamori. 17 minutes left here. Still time for teams to score. And well, unfortunately for us, it's Milan on the attack. They play it into the middle. And it's 2-1. And it's another cross from in the wide areas. This happened a lot last year, didn't it? Maybe I should have learnt my lesson. Maybe I could have just played DeMarco and Mela as wing-backs. I guess it's not too late to do it now. Let's do it now. I say it's not too late. I mean, it's kind of a little bit late, considering it's now 2-2 and we were in the lead. But let's not panic. Ball played forward. Badiashile reads it well. I really want to see Luca on his debut score. Or Renato Sanchez on his debut score. He's hit the crossbar with a cheeky little dink. I'll tell you what, if that goes in, what a debut for the man. Sadly for us, it hasn't gone in. And with 10 minutes left, I mean, the action continues. Ball whipped in, headed away from danger. I feel like every time we meet Milan, there's goals, there's chances. It's entertaining. And I would not be surprised if there's another goal yet in this game, because with 10 minutes left, it's 2-2. I don't feel like either team wants to settle for the draw. I certainly do not, although away from home, it would be a good result. We might have some defending to do in the wide areas, though, as the ball was attempted to be played in. Words are hard. Luca plays it back to Mela. Luca looks so big in the match engine, doesn't he? He's like a big, meaty man. Get it forward to him. There he is. In possession, Soleil plays it forward to Coop Miners. 1-on-1. Can he finish it? No. Kicks it straight at the keeper. 4 minutes of added time. Is there a late twist? Yes, potentially. Maybe is the answer. 1 minute left. Ball whipped in. Milan hit the post. We get it away from danger. You know what? At this point, I'm going to time waste. We'll take a 2-2. I've decided to settle for what we've got. A 2-2 draw away from home against the reigning champions. That would be good. They could still score, though. They could still score. They've hit the post twice. What's happening? Just get it away. Just get it. They've hit the post twice there in that sequence of events. And then Marco makes a superb save. I just wanted a calm end to the game. I'm not allowed it. I hope you've got your seatbelt on at home, because otherwise you're in for a bumpy ride, it feels like, this season. If this first game's anything to go by, years of my life are about to be taken away from me. I mean, if they score now, it's going to be absolutely heartbreaking. But they're not going to score now. There's no heartbreak today. A 2-2 draw. And, well, given how that game ended, I feel quite relieved. I felt like we had something to make up for after the transfer special and the lack of transfers. That's gone a little way to, I feel like, redeeming myself. Next up, Juve at home. Hopefully we can match that last game. Hopefully we can come away with a win. After one game, in 9th place, 3 points needed. Let's see what we can do at home. Game number 2, taking on Juventus. They drew their opening game of the season against Torino, so they are going to want to win this one. We want to win this one. Both teams can't win a game of football, though. Just one teeny tiny little bit of transfer news. Xerxes has gone on loan to Pro Patria. They play in the 3rd division of Italy. I have no idea why he turned down the loan to Spal last episode. Now he's decided the 3rd tier of Italy is where he wants to be. We need to loan him out. It's going to help his development, get him some regular first team football, and potentially just bump up his price a little bit so that we can move him on without taking a loss, I hope. I do feel like now at 4.8 million, considering his guide price is 1.5 to 5 million, maybe I overpaid last season. With regards to team news for this game against Juventus, Demiral and Ederson moved off the bench. That because they're both about to leave the club. Ederson about to move to Verona for £2 million. In the case of Demiral, well, he is currently awaiting a work permit for his move to Man City, which is all but confirmed. If it happens, it will happen tomorrow. If he doesn't get a work permit, I'm going to cry. £22.5 million. Lots of wages off the wage budget. It's quite a good deal, I think, for us. Outside of those two changes to the bench, though, the starting 11 remains unchanged from last time out. There is a temptation, knowing that we're taking on Juve, to change things up a little bit. Of course, DiMarco can play as a left back or a left wing back. Mailer can play as a right wing back or right back. And I do wonder if this season there's maybe validity to doing something more wing-backy. Maybe we go with something like this. It's a very minor change in the grand scheme of things, but I feel like it actually suits the players pretty well. And I do like this defensive shape with the three centre-backs, the wing-backs, and the defensive mid. That's a lot of players behind the ball to really help us out defensively. And you know what? I've talked myself into it. We're going to try a new formation for this game. I feel like we saw it a little bit in that game against AC Milan. We just get exposed in the wide areas. Crosses are fairly easy to get in. And even if you play with wingers or defensive wingers or wide midfielders, as long as they're in that slightly more attacking mid area of the pitch, I feel like you're always just destined to concede crosses. There's not really a way around it. There's not a role that solves that problem. So maybe dropping the wide players deeper is one way to try and address that. I mean, with DiMarco and Mailer, it's not exactly a compromise to move them back. They can play both positions really, really well. And, well, as I say all of that, they nearly score from a low cross. First chance of the game, Juve hitting the post. Everything is fine. Also, I've just realised I'm wearing a Sweden kit. They've got Kulusevski playing an attack for them. That makes me feel uncomfortable. Corner for us. DiMarco on this near side whips it in. Romero is there. Christian Romero. Welcome to Atalanta, my friend. Last year was on loan at Tottenham. They decided he wasn't worth the optional future fee of 40 million. He's come back to us. I've stuck him in the heart of our defence. He is actually vice-captain as well, if I'm not mistaken. I'm throwing all my eggs in the Romero basket. And right now, the basket is looking after those eggs just perfectly. We're a goal to the good. There could be another chance here as well. Pessina to DiMarco. Crossed in towards the back post. Sandro gets it away to Pogba. I do feel like with Pessina and also Romero, we've basically got two new signings in the club who were players who are already here. Marco, by the way, making another really, really good stop for us at the back. Halfway through this first half, we've not had as much of the ball as I would like, given the fact we're the home team. But make no mistake, we are creating plenty and actually creating significantly more than Juventus. Unfortunately, none of it being shown as actual highlights, but that doesn't really matter. Look at the green ratings in our defence, and look at this. Another corner maybe. DiMarco aiming for Romero's head yet again. Couldn't find it on this occasion, but still a chance for the wide player to look to get the ball into the box. Badiashile, DiMarco crosses it. Renato Sanchez. I mean, he's had a few chances in his first two games at the club for a goal. Still waiting for his first, but at the break here, one goal to the good, and I'm a very happy, clappy chappy. Yeah, very good half. Hopefully it can continue here as DiMarco immediately tries to find the header Sanchez. I feel like there's a team effort to get Renato Sanchez his first goal for the club today. Of course, we've got one more match after this for him to attempt to get it in against Fiorentina. Debatably the easiest of this run of games. Although really, before we went into today's episode, I was sat thinking 6 points would be a good total. If we could get 2 wins in 3, I'd be happy. And I tell you what, we might be on course for 2 wins in 3 because we are 2 goals up against Juventus. We won this exact fixture last season 2-0, albeit away from home. Is history about to repeat itself? It has done in either half here. 2 crosses into the box, 2 headers for Romero. The centre-back's on for a hat-trick. I feel like I could have this audio bite on a soundboard, but Freuler, disappointing today on a 6.8. Take him off and bring in Sandri. Elsewhere, we're going to bring in Hateboer for Mailer, who's not had the greatest of games. Pessina and Sanchez not having the strongest of matches, but Pessina the weaker of the two. I'm going to take him off. I'm going to bring in Coop Miners. I feel like we've got some really standard subs we can make here. I feel like over the course of the season, I'm going to be making the same subs again and again and again. I look at players like Coop Miners and Sandri as kind of game changers in the midfield. Got Luca who can come on in the attacking position and really make a difference. Koita last year was a bit of a super sub for us. I do feel like in this game we don't need to change the attackers right now. But with time left, we could still do that before the game is over. Chance here for us though. Hateboer, options in the middle, crossed in. Raspadori hits it. Szczesny makes an absolutely insane stop at the near post to keep it at 2-0. You'd feel like a third goal would be game, set, and match. Ball whipped in. I was anticipating Romero to get his hat-trick. Not on that occasion. Soleil with a free kick just inside their half. Gives it shot to Hatterbo. Back with Soleil. I am liking the way the wing-backs are working here, and I'm loving the way Raspadori and Renato Sanchez just worked off one another. Raspadori, 3 goals in 2 for him. Renato Sanchez with a really, really nice assist. A little 1-2 carved Juventus open. It all came from this free kick, though. Nicely worked into the middle. Soleil, big ball forward. Raspadori, 1 touch. Renato Sanchez, 1 touch. Raspadori hammers it home into that top corner. I mean, I'm having fun watching this. I don't know about anyone else. So this game is winding down here. One thing that is just worth noting is I believe this season we only get 3 subs in the league, sadly. So we can't go as crazy with subs as we did last year. But nevertheless, a good performance here. A 3-0 win. And that sets us up nicely for a game against Fiorentina, which if we win, I mean, we could go top of the table. Maybe a little unlikely, but I'm looking at Fiorentina. They've played 2, lost 2. Let's go and make it 3 out of 3 for them, shall we? DeMarco, man of the match. He is adapting really, really well in the new system, playing as kind of the left mid / left wing back, making all use of his 16 corners and 16 crossing there. Long may it continue. And, well, Fiorentina, by the way, this next game in 3 days' time. So let's rest the players. And I'll see you in a few days. So Demirel has left the building, 50 million in the transfer budget. I have actually found some players. I know, Jack, you've put your hand in your wallet and you've pulled out some money. Not a load of money, I will say. Only 15 million for these 2 signings. The first of which is a measly £2.5 million bid that's been accepted for Nagalo here. He is playing over in Denmark. He is an Ivorian centre-back who can play on the right and left-hand side of defence if necessary. I am a little bit worried about the fact he's inconsistent, but ultimately we've signed him to add just a little bit of centre-back depth. If we look at things here, highlighted are the current first-team players who can play centre-back. And whilst we're not really short of them, there's only actually 2 options here on the bench of the centre-back options. The rest are all starting in various different positions. So with that in mind, it felt like we needed another centre-back. Nagalo kind of fits the bill. Young, potential, not breaking the bank. The other man we've managed to pick up is this guy, Zak Harajan, who I'm almost certainly saying his name incorrectly. He is Armenian. He's an Armenian wonder kid, 19 years old. The media like him. He looks very, very good on paper. You might be a bit confused because he can only play centre attacking mid naturally. I don't play with centre attacking mids, but I look at this guy, I think he could be a really good attacking option for us to have on the bench. I think my plan with him would be to train him as a centre mid on attack. And whilst he is lacking a little bit in the tackling department, with the exception of that, he is a very, very good attacking midfielder option. When I look at the centre mids that we have in our team, there's an abundance of players on the bench who play centre mid who are very kind of defensively minded. In fact, all 4 centre mid options on the bench play centre defensive mid as well. And whilst, I don't know, Coop Miners is okay going forward, I think having some game-changing attacking midfielder options on the bench might be needed. And I think Arsene here kind of adds to that. And for 12.5 million, he's young, he's got potential, he looks really, 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 really good. Last year, he had a good season over in Russia. I'd be quite keen to see what he could do in Italy. But anyway, let's get into the third and final game of today. A triple header, which we've enjoyed so far, I feel like. For this game against Fiorentina, I am just going to move the kind of wide midfielders or wide players. They weren't midfielders last game, technically, but the wide players forward. I do wonder if maybe we just kind of do the hokey-cokey with these players. You know, we move them in, we move them out, up and down the pitch, depending on who we're playing. For this game, though, we are going to play DeMarco and Mela as more attacking options. Besides that, no intention to rotate things. We just beat Juventus 3-0. Why touch it? So we've won 1 game today. Fiorentina yet to win to start the season. If we could win here, 7 points from our opening 3 games would look really, really promising, especially given the teams that we've played against. But Fiorentina beat us in the Cup last season. We can't afford to forget that, but I was about to say we could have a chance here. We can't afford to miss that chance either. Raspadori could have had his 4th goal of the season already. Instead, he's forced the keeper into a save. But early signs looking good for us. I feel like the midfield so far this episode has actually been winning the battles that we've been involved in. I feel like Renato Sanchez and Pessina doing something that we didn't really see much last season. And while there could be a chance here, Raspadori volleys it in. Mela this year out on the right-hand side, playing on his stronger foot, crossed it in from the right. That was a really tidy volley. And having missed one chance, he could have lost his head, Raspadori. He could have struggled to concentrate. He could have just had a bad day at the office. But he's bounced back from that one-on-one miss. That was a difficult finish. And, well, he put it exactly where it needed to go. Going to attempt to make something happen out from the back here. Badia, Chile, Romero and Marco. All having their own little game, our three centre-backs and the Roman playmaker. But from there, we're going to look to work the ball forward. This is really nice. Renato Sanchez to Guiri. Plays it forward to Raspadori. He takes it down. DeMarco on the overlap. Crosses it over to try and pick out Mailer. I'll tell you what, if he could have found the pass there, we could have been on for a really spectacular goal. But having given up the ball, we've won it back well. We're going to bring it forward again here. Guiri, one-on-one, still looking for his first goal of the season. Kicks it straight at the keeper. We are having chance after chance after chance. And while the tide of battle, it's not changing here as we attempt to pick out Raspadori, this time unsuccessfully. Fiorentina playing with wing-backs, and at the moment we've just got them pinned back as we go on the attack again and again and again. And I'll tell you what, Raspadori has turned on the afterburners. He's nipped in there ahead of the goalkeeper. And was that another Renato Sanchez assist? Renato Sanchez, I think, is on fire at the moment. Was it his through ball here? We win the ball really nicely through Freuler. Goes to Sanchez. He sees a pass, which I'll be honest, I don't think anyone else on the pitch saw. Inch perfect. Raspadori gets it around the goalkeeper. It's 2-0. I mean, how can you not love what we've seen from the team today? We've looked really, really good. I feel like the new additions have actually had a meaningful impact as well, which is nice. And players like Raspadori, who blew hot and cold last season, at least right now, looking in red-hot form. Hopefully it can continue. I mean, an 8.3 for him. But looking across the whole team, just a sea of green ratings, a sea of green, happy, smiley faces. I've got warm and fuzzy feelings, and you know what? Let's make some more changes here. I'm going to give Fabio Silva his debut. He's going to come in as a complete forward. Elsewhere, Pessina, maybe a little bit quiet today. Let's try Sandri in the box-to-box midfielder role and see what he can do. Elsewhere, I'm kind of tempted to save the legs of DeMarco and take him off. Let's just check. Do we only get 3 subs this year? Okay, we do only get 3 subs this year. Maybe I'll just bring in Sandri and Fabio Silva. With 10 minutes left, I have just brought on Pellegrini for DeMarco. This game has kind of fizzled out in the second half. Raspadori still looking for the hat-trick. I'll tell you what, if he'd scored that free kick from 30-plus yards out, it might have been one of the best hat-tricks I've seen all year. Unfortunately, it's gone just wide. And unfortunately for Raspadori, their time is just trickling away here. The hat-trick feels unlikely unless we're going to hit them on the counter of all counter-attacks. Fabio Silva, first touches we've seen from him in an Atalanta shirt. He's going to try and pick out Raspadori unsuccessfully. I do want to try and give Fabio Silva and Luca some good minutes this year. They're both only 19, the two strikers on the bench. They're two players who I think could really, I don't know, thrive with first-team football. So I'm keen to see what they can do. Raspadori could get the hat-trick, had a chance to get the hat-trick, doesn't get the hat-trick. One-on-one, last kick of the game there or thereabouts, and he's dragged his effort wide. And with it, it's going to be a 2-0 win. 2 clean sheets in a row. We look very good. Everything is coming up Millhouse. Man of the match in that game, Raspadori. He has had a sensational start to the season, hasn't he, today? Looking at it, 5 goals in 3 games, an 8.0 rating. You can see here just how much he has improved since he joined the club. He has really come along as a footballer, and it's looking really, really bright for the future. I'm hoping he's got a little bit more room to grow. Also, you know a player's good when they've got a scrolly bar in the pro section. When this bar appears and you give it a little wiggle, that's when you've got someone special. This man, he's going to be essential for us, I think, this year. Going into this opening episode, I was nervy. I need not be. 3 games played, 2 wins, 1 draw, 7 goals for, 2 goals against. A pretty good start for us. Unfortunately, there are 3 teams who have had perfect starts to the season. And with Italy, I feel like there isn't really a super standout team. There's just lots of very good, ferocious, competitive teams. And on paper, at least, I think this is indicated by our season preview, I'm not sure if we're quite at the level of the top teams yet. So for as good as the results are against Juventus and Milan, I'm conscious of Inter. I'm conscious of Lazio. Even Roma and Napoli, who had bad years last year, have the quality to have good seasons. We just need to keep doing our thing. But the early signs, at least, rather promising. Anyway, folks, we have got a month left till the transfer window slams shut. In terms of the plan for next episode, I think we're going to come back for the game against Napoli. Maybe we'll throw in the game against Genoa as well. Of course, we have got the Champions League group stage draw to happen at some point in the nearish future. So with that in mind, there might be some Champions League games to look forward to. We'll see who we get drawn against. We'll see what's happening when I'm back next time. Maybe there'll be a few new faces here as well. Hopefully you've enjoyed today's triple header. Lots of effort went into it. It's been a long recording session in a very hot and sweaty environment. It's far too hot in England at the moment. I've just bought an air conditioning unit. It arrives tomorrow. I cannot wait. Anyway, you don't want to hear about my air conditioning unit. You've got the rest of your Wednesday to look forward to, but I appreciate you guys hanging out today. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. We are going to be back tomorrow with more, and well, until then, it is me, Jack, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm out.